Hi guys, I just wanted to do a quick video on how to actually place a trade at the current market, and it's going to be quite a simple topic for some of you. But remember, we all start at the beginning. So yeah, obviously, whenever you place a trade, there's three things that we have to take in or to bear in mind, or three levels. There's obviously an entry point, there's a stop loss, and a take profit. If you using our Forex Varsity tool here, then basically what you would do is you'd click on the button that says market, and you'll notice that up comes a red line and a blue line. Even if you're placing the trade manually, I always like to have these up here anyway. It gives you a very nice visual as to where your stop loss and your take profit is. So say for example we wanted to place a buy trade, then our entry point on for what we're doing today is going to be at the current market place, which is the candlestick price, and you'll see there is a very light grey line, and at the level there you'll see there's a black number that goes up and down with the market. So that's the current price, that's the candlestick price at the moment. And then we obviously do our analysis, and we need to decide where to put our red line and our blue line. So if we double click on these lines and make them editable, you'll see you've got these little squares to the side. You can move them up and down, and you'll see that when I move them up and down, these values here, the SL and the TP go up and down. So if I move the red line, the SL will change in value and correspond with the exchange rate for that particular level. And if I move the blue line, then the number next to TP moves as well. So obviously if you have got the blue line above the current price, then you would be looking to buy. But if you had it the other way around, then that would be an example of a sell. So you always want the market to get to the blue line. So if it's below the current price, then it's going to be a sell trade, and or if it's above the current price and you had it the other way around, then that would be a buy trade. So it's really important, as simple as it might sound, that the red line and the blue line are either side of the current market. Because if you try and place a trade like this, then the computer's not going to understand. You can't have this, there's the current price, there's the stop loss above, and there's the take profit also above. So you've got to make sure that your red line and your blue line are either side of the current market price. So once you've identified the points that you want to put your stop loss and your take profit, to do the trade manually, you go to your new order, and then we're doing a trade at market execution. But we need to put in our stop loss, our take profit, and our volume. Okay, so first of all, the stop loss, we just highlight all of those zeros, and then we go down to where it says SL here on our where our Forex Varsity tool is here, and we just copy that number. So our stop loss is 0.839. Don't worry if there's a couple of extra zeros, just leave that and go on to the take profit. Highlight those the take profit there, and you can do 0.880 as per our Forex Varsity tool just down here next to the TP. Then you obviously have to tell it whether you're going to buy or sell. So this is an example of a buy trade because the blue line is above the current market place. The only other thing that we have to tell it is the volume or the lot size. So that's obviously going to be dependent on your account size, how much you're wanting to risk per trade. You'll see details of how to work it out manually in the manual that you got from the course. Our tool here also works out your lot size based on 1% risk, or you can actually change that percentage if you like. You have it less than 1% or more than 1%. I suggest you just leave it at 1%, but obviously everybody has got a different risk tolerance. And it works it out based on 1% of your account, and it automatically gives you the lot size there. So if I want to put in the lot size, I just copy it, 1.34, and that gives me the lot size. Then all I need to do is select the right button. Now if I select the wrong button, it's going to give me something, it's not going to like that. So it gives me an error. But if I go back and I click on the right button, then it will enter a trade. So it's pretty simple, guys. First of all, as I suggest that you use our Forex Varsity tool just to position the red and the blue lines in an appropriate place. You go to your new order, you just put in the stop loss value, you just copy it from here, 0.864, highlight the take profit, 0.823. You have a look at the lot size, which on this example is 1.02. You choose, on this example now, the blue line is below, so that's an example of a sell trade. So then I click on sell by market, and that enters my trade. Now, if you want to do the trade, place a trade without having to go through the typing of the numbers and stuff, then what you can do is you can use our trader tool to actually enter the market. So if you click on the market, you position your red line and your blue line in place. Obviously, I'm not going into big analysis here. I'm just giving you just any old trade kind of thing. Then to do it automatically, you need to make sure this auto trading is switched on. Once it's switched on, you hold down the control key and then you click on E, and you're going to get this little box that comes up here. You simply click OK, and it places that trade for you at the correct lot size, and then you haven't had to go through the new order way. So there's a couple of different ways. Number one is just to do it manually, and number two is just to use our tool. Just position the lines and literally just press Control and E, and you'll find that that enters the trades. Make sure your auto trading is on. Hold down the Control key, click on E, and then click on OK. It's best to do that with it works well with all the major currencies. Once you start to delve into the commodities and the indices and stuff, I wouldn't recommend trying to use the tool. Sometimes it can go into a trade with the incorrect lot size. So use it for the currencies. If you're going into things like the NASDAQ and all that kind of stuff, then maybe do it manually rather than use the automated way. The only other thing I'm going to just talk to you about quickly is when you're trading on your live accounts, okay? So if I go now to switch over to my live account, then you're going to see, if you go to where you select the charts, okay, so you'll see you've got all these pairs here, and then underneath you've got the same pairs, but with a little underscore next to it. Okay, so if you want to trade on your live account, on your live Bernstein account, you need to select the pairs with the underscore. Because if I try and place a trade on one of the pairs without the underscore, it's not going to let me. The reason for this is because about 18 months ago, there were regulations that changed, and Bernstein had to create these extra pairs with the underscore with all the new regulations attached to them. The downside of the pairs with the underscore is that they don't have very much data. So especially if you're looking on a higher time frame like the daily charts, it doesn't give you very much data. Whereas, let's just take this pair, the Aussie dollar Swiss franc. Get that loaded up here, and then if you do the same pair with the underscore, Aussie dollar Swiss franc with the underscore, and then you have it on the daily chart. So now I'm on the daily charts here with the underscore, and if I scroll back, it lets me, it stops August 2018. Whereas if I go to the same chart that hasn't got the underscore, come on, there you go, sorry about this. So if I go to the same chart that hasn't got the underscore, it allows me to scroll back a lot further in time, which is quite handy for trading on the higher time frames. If you are trading on the higher time frames, I suggest to do your analysis on the ones without the underscore. But remember, it's not going to let you place the trades on that one. So then you need to go to the one with the underscore, and that will allow you to place the trades. if you need any clarification on anything, then just give me a shout. Hopefully you guys will get my email address or just give me a call. Yeah, any questions, just give me a shout. Thanks.